inspired you to do rap? Because singing, we hear lots of like good voices, the woman strong and everything, but rap, the woman in rap, it's like, it's not something new, but it's still like people feel weird about it for some reason. I don't know why. Women's really good in a rap. Who inspires you to do rap?
Who inspires me to do rap is definitely my mother of music, Lauryn Hill, because she can do both. She can sing her butt off and she can rap her butt off, you know, and she's very inspirational and she always has a message. So that's really the blueprint when it comes to, you know, my type of doing music. You know, I definitely follow her very, very heavy. It was actually an honor to actually see her in concert. I went to the Roots Picnic Festival a couple of years ago and I couldn't even get myself together. I was just crying, extremely emotional tears for like the first 30 minutes that this lady was singing. Like, I just couldn't believe she was right there in front of my eyes. So yeah, I definitely have to say she is my biggest inspiration, but I also draw inspiration from, you know, other female rappers such as Rod Digger, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Missy Elliott. I mean, wow, we're just honored to have had her talent, you know, blessed in front of us. So yeah, I look up to the greats. I look up to the greats and the women that really made an impact. But definitely Lauryn Hill is like my all-time favorite. She's definitely my most best inspiration for sure.
You want to talk about watching that Lauryn Hill performance over at the picnic?
I don't even know if I should talk about it. I get a little lump in my throat every time I think about it. Like, I mean, like I said, I mean, she's just been such an inspiration, you know, to me ever since I was a little girl. And when she came out there, she comes with a extremely powerful presence. You know, you could just feel her energy just flowing across, you know, the yard, and everybody's out there. And I wasn't the only one who was crying, so I didn't feel that bad. But like I said, it was very, very inspirational. It was such a, you know, an honor to be in front of greatness. You know, and like I said, I'm trying to walk in that same path as well. So like I said, it was just very, you know, emotional, very nothing but joy though, you know, because this is what I'm trying to do. So to see that and see the way that she's doing her thing. And then let's not also forget that this lady only put out one album,
right?
One, and it's still hitting hard till this day.
To this day.
That's the type of music that I want to make. That's the inspiration that she gives me. It's all about being timeless. It's about being classic. You know, if you can't still think about it from 20 years till today, it didn't make the imprint that it was supposed to, you know?
No, that absolutely makes sense. And thank you for sharing that with us. And I mean, you use the word blueprint and it's just like your inspiration. Like, you know, I mean, you could fan out still, obviously.
Right.
But it's good to see, like, what the hard work and, like, you know, the dedication we'll get to. And maybe one day you'll have someone that's in your position.
Yes.
That's a musician that's sitting in a podcast. It's like, you know, I saw Songbird, the Goddess. And, you know, I was crying. I don't know if I should really talk about that. You know, I get a lump in my throat. You know, and that's wonderful to hear. And, you know, like, I mean, obviously, you're probably a really big fan of your own work.
Of course,
you wouldn't be here if you weren't.
Yes, of course.
But to hear that, you know, you still find inspiration in what others do.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, just kind of from a personal experience, like, I know, like, sometimes, like, Marie and I get so caught up with what we're doing that we forget to consume other stuff. Like, how important is it to you to consume other artists' work? Do you still find inspiration, not only from, you know, Miss Lauryn Hill, but from others?
Yes, like right now, I'm really in love with Doechii right now. I'm really, really in love with her. She's very inspirational. She's so unapologetically hip hop. And, you know, especially online, they're really trying to bash her. They're calling it Harriet Tubman music and all type of stuff like that. And it's really sad because she's actually trying to bring back an element in female rap that these female rappers are just not doing these days. I'm sorry to say it. Like, you know, it's all just one track minded, you know, the message is very, very, you know, muddy, but hers is very clear cut. Like I said, it's very, very hip hop. And I love that. You know, that's something that I'm always trying to keep in my repertoire, is just keeping it very authentically hip hop. I'm also very much in love with Kendrick Lamar, and he's definitely popping right now. And I'm also a big fan of J. Cole as well. So yeah, I just try, like I said, I just kind of try to stick with the ones that are going to give me that raw, authentic hip hop, because that's what I want to keep in my music. You know, it's nothing wrong with being sexy, but I don't have to sell sex to do it, you know? And that's where I'm at right now. And that's what I feel like a lot is going on into the female rap. And that's why a lot of us can't kick in the door the way that we want to, because we're not really giving them the message that they want to promote. But at the end of the day, somebody loves it somewhere. So don't give up.
Kind of piggybacking off of like, not being able to kick in the door because you're not putting out the type of music that you put out. You use the term like, honestly, maybe I'm just a washed 33-year-old, but like,
right.
I've been hearing this a lot. Harriet Tubman music. Like,
yes.
I know who Harriet Tubman is.
Right.
But what exactly does that term mean? And why is there such a negative connotation with it?
I'm thinking that they're trying to say like, basically, it's just like it's old. It's like you said, it's washed up.
I said I'm washed.
Oh, you're washed. Yeah. Oh, well, that's what I also feel like. That's what they're trying to compare her music to. Like it's almost like trying to call the slaves back together or something like that. And me personally, I don't really understand what that whole connotation means either. But the best that I can get from it is that it's just not something that they want to hear. If it's not about killing each other or selling this to get this and playing this person to get that, they don't want to hear it. And I think it's kind of sad because that's why we are where we are in society right now. Going against the grain and not being normal is not what people want you to do. But I'm sorry, baby, I am not a part of the matrix. If you want to stay plugged in, you can, but I'm not. So that's just the best way that I can explain it. It's some people who are still plugged. There are a lot of people who are unplugged, and you can tell the difference from your audience and from how people, give their, feedback onto certain things. But Doechii, I love you, and I feel like you're going to be great. You're already great, and you're going to kick the door down for women like me who are trying to do it a more respectful way, and just put some respect on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I'm at with that.
First off, I want to clarify. I was saying I'm washed. Whenever we get to the age where sometimes technology is getting too new,
right?
And I'm only 33, and things are just moving so fast.
Yes.
So like when I hear a term like Harriet Tubman music, like, first off, like, why is that negative anyway?
Exactly.
So, like, your explanation kind of makes it make sense. Not that it makes it right. It just makes it make sense.
Makes it make sense. Yes.
Like people like, I guess like it's too rooted in like activism.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't know how that's a negative thing.
Exactly.
Either. But like you said, some people just care for certain types of things. And you know what? Respectfully, to love what you love, but to use that as a negative connotation is kind of weird.
And trying to bring her down about it, I didn't really like that too much. But she's everywhere. Like, I mean, you can't escape her. You know what I mean? She just did a Tiny Desk. She just dropped that amazing project, and she had to get that done in 1 month. Do you know how hard that is to get a solid project done in literally 13 days? Like, come on, man. That's greatness. That's greatness. I'm here for Doechii. I'm here for her. So, yeah.
Speaking of projects, and maybe we can get into it now.
Yes.
You mentioned that you had a future project coming up.
Yes.
When we first talked.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about what that future project is and what it looks like? And
absolutely.
Is it going to be out in less than 30 days? Or?
Nah, baby. I don't work like that. I don't believe in rushing your work.
Of course.
I feel like when I rush, you don't get the best of Songbird the Goddess. I feel like when I take my time and, I like to experience. That's one thing that I also learned from Lauryn Hill. Like, sometimes I don't have too much to say because I haven't experienced enough at that moment. I need to experience more life, more joy, more sorrow, whatever, just experience, So, that's pretty much what a lot of Black Medusa is going to be about. It's going to be about, it's definitely going to be, I want to say that this one is going to be a little bit more singing than it is rapping for me. It's definitely going to be delving into all different types of genres. It's just not going to be like, hip hop and R&B type of beats. I'm definitely heavily into house music, pop, all types of different stuff. So definitely it's going to be very emotional. It's definitely just going to be speaking on the experience that I've been having, in the last couple of years. And I chose Black Medusa because for one, I have locks, and I feel like, in reality, they tried to make Medusa a negative connotation as well, saying that her hair was snakes and this, that, and the third. And I really feel like she was just a beautiful woman with locks, that just wanted to do her own thing. And they weren't feeling that. So they just made it kind of like, wrong or whatever. But me personally, I think it's a great thing. I love Medusa, the whole, background of it. So that's pretty much what's going on. Like I said, lots of fresh beats, different, genre of beats, different, story time and telling. That's pretty much what I'm going to do with this next project. It's going to be very unapologetic. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I like the title, and I like how you're kind of, for lack of better terms, like repurposing what that story is. Because if I remember correctly, she has hair of snakes, and look into her eyes, you turn to stone. And your perspective is maybe it was just a woman who had too much of her own prerogative going on to have locks, and that was just too scary for men.
Absolutely, I totally believe in that. Yes.
So yeah, I can definitely appreciate that you're just taking that what can be a negative connotation, almost like the Harriet Tubman music.
Exactly, right.
And just
I try to find the positive in everything, you know,
Yeah.
if I can. I try to be very optimistic. It wasn't always that way. You know, I've had to grow and learn and heal and do a lot of work to get here. But yeah, I try to see the positive in everything.
Hey, thank you for watching that clip. And if you want to watch another one like that, make sure you watch the video right here. And if you like what you see and you want to see more from us, make sure you hit the subscribe button right there. And again, thank you for watching
Good soup.
After Dark.